Let's see what let's see what this grumpy is about. Let's do it.
Johnny promises total global humiliation for you. Do you feel like that came true?
Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to get rid of it. Oh, shoot. No, I hit the space bar because I wanted to pause it. I was just going to say, just answer the damn question. Just
He
answer
promised it.
Let me see here. Let's. Yeah. Just answer it. Just answer it.
I know he promised it. I testified to this. I'm not a good victim. I get it. I'm not a likable.
No, you're not a victim or a survivor. That's the problem. You're pretending to be, but you're not. Okay. Let's go.
Victim. I'm not a perfect victim, but when I testified, I asked the jury to just see me as human and hear his own words, which is a promise to do this. It feels as though he has.
Amber Heard reflect.
I wish that she would just answer it instead of this like ellipses between every single word that she says. Yeah. I feel like the acting is getting worse.
Acting on the ripple effects of her tumultuous trial with Johnny Depp.
Having been found liable, are you nervous as we are here today about what you can say now?
Of course. I took for granted what I assumed was my right to speak.
Do you feel like you could be sued again by him for defamation?
I'm scared that no matter what I do, no matter what I say or how I say it, every step that I take will present another opportunity for this sort of silencing.
So anyone can be sued for basically anything in the United States. That is true. That's basically true. In terms of whether or not that's going to be successful is another question. So I do understand this idea that someone can be chilled in their speech, right? Because they're afraid of getting sued. Never mind winning or losing, right? Just getting sued is scary enough for a lot of people, for most people, because it's expensive and it's scary. At the same time, with Amber Heard and her resources, because she clearly has resources, right? Because she's flying around the East Coast on a private jet. She clearly has her resources. Somehow she's getting them from someone, somewhere. She is someone who really only needs to worry about defamation if she's lying. And that's the problem. That's the problem with what she was saying before. Because that's how she ended up losing a defamation trial. She doesn't want to admit to that, of course, and I get it. I understand. Anyhow.
Which is what I guess the defamation lawsuit is meant to do. It's meant to take your voice.
No. You've learned nothing. You have learned nothing. You have learned nothing. You have learned nothing. You've learned nothing. A defamation case is not about silencing someone. A defamation case is about compensating someone for the lies that someone else has spoken for them and the harm to their reputation as a result. That's what a defamation case is supposed to do. So the fact that she's going around saying defamation cases are intended to silence people. Defamation cases are intended to prevent people from lying about others and causing massive reputational harm. So this is, I mean, number one, I think this is just a talking point that she is trying to promote, but this also could be that she has learned literally nothing, which to me is also a bit of a pet peeve, because I have seen when people have gone through some sort of legal process, whether it's probate or whether it's a lawsuit or something, and I've seen when they've walked out of it being a little bit confused about what it was that they just went through, what it was that the law that was involved. And it's always disappointing to me. It's always very disheartening to me when the lawyer has not properly educated their client as to what it is that's going on, what it is, like what the law is that's involved in what it is that they're doing. It's really disheartening. Now, in this case, she probably knows what she's talking about. She probably knows what a defamation action is, and she's just spinning it. Most likely. That's my guess here. But like the words that she's saying tell me she's learned nothing. She's absolutely learned nothing.
But Amber is still speaking just days after a jury stunned many and found the actress defamed Depp in an op-ed where she said she was a public figure representing domestic abuse. The piece, which never mentioned Depp by name, was published 2 years after the couple announced they had settled their divorce.
Life had seemingly moved on, and you decide to write an op-ed. Why did you do that?
Because the op-ed wasn't about my relationship.
That's not what you said on the stand. That's not what you told the jury. You got up there on rebuttal and you said, that's why I wrote the op-ed about him. It's what you said. We all saw it. We were there. We were there, Amber. We were there.
Relationship with Johnny.
But it alluded to him. It was unmistakable.
You know, what the op-ed was about was, you know, me loaning my voice to a bigger cultural conversation that we were having at the time.
Did you worry? Gosh, I'd love to be a person weighing in on these cultural issues, but that's going to stir this all up again.
I obviously knew it was important for me not to make it about him or to do anything like defame him. I had lawyers, teams of lawyers, review all the drafts of this.
When you wrote this op-ed, it was the height of Me Too. Legions of powerful men being canceled, losing their jobs. Did you want that to happen to Johnny Depp?
Of course not.
Of course not. Of course not. And I love how she says, I had teams of lawyers. I had mountains of evidence. I had teams of lawyers. Her ways of describing these are interesting. I had teams of lawyers review this, and therefore it should have been fine. Lawyers can be wrong too. I can be wrong. I have been wrong many times. Unfortunately, every lawyer has been wrong at some point. I hate to break it to you guys. But Amber, trying to fool everyone that this was not about him. It's a bad move. It's just a bad move.
Of course not. It wasn't about him.
But the op-ed and the abuse alleged was at the heart of the 6-week trial.
Yes.
Pulls his arm back with the phone and throws it at my face. Hit me right in it felt like my eye.
Heard testified that the final straw came after a violent fight in May 2016. 6 days later, she filed for a restraining order, cameras capturing her as she left the courthouse. But Depp's lawyers convinced the jury Heard was lying about the abuse. Police who responded to the 2016 incident testified during the trial that they didn't see any injuries and that Heard declined to file charges.
This was a hoax, according to his team. Why didn't I cooperate with the police? As I've testified before, and I will stand by until my dying day, I didn't want to cooperate with them. I didn't want this to be out. I didn't want this to be known. I didn't want to cooperate with them because I didn't want this to be, I didn't want to get him in trouble. If it was a hoax, I could have done that.
But 5 days.
Raise your hand if you don't believe Amber. Because at this point, again, we've all seen her testimony, and she's trying to relitigate this. She's trying to relitigate this. But we've already seen her testimony. See a lot of hands in the chat. folks raising their hands. I don't believe you. Yeah, because I don't either. I don't either. I mean, we all saw her testimony. We all saw that she refused to cooperate with the police. And it's my opinion, as an individual, as a human being, lawyer or not, it's my opinion that she didn't want to cooperate with the police because she was disinterested in having the police show up. That was the impression that I got, was that she was completely disinterested. There was nothing about her wanting to protect Johnny. If she had wanted to protect Johnny, she wouldn't have even gone to the courthouse in the first place for that TRO. Because it's my understanding, you don't actually need to go to the courthouse for a TRO if you're a DV survivor in the state of California. And yet she did. And yet TMZ was there. TMZ, I will tell you, I have gone to many a hearing in and out of Stanley Moss Courthouse. They have a really great Starbucks there that I like to go to after my hearings as a nice little treat before I head back into the car and hop into whatever godforsaken traffic is around downtown Los Angeles. And I will tell you that I think it's on the 3rd floor. There's, oddly enough, in the women's bathroom. There's the last time I was there, and for a long time, there was a sign there inside one of the stalls that says, "Please remember to use the toilet," which is weird. It's a weird thing to have like the fact that somebody had to put up a sign like that. So I'm very familiar with this courthouse, is what I'm saying. I'm very familiar with this courthouse. Not once have I ever seen paparazzi there. Not once, ever, in any of the hearings that I've done. You don't just have paparazzi hanging around the courthouse. That's not what they do. They go where they think that they are most likely to see someone that's worth taking a photo of. So the fact that TMZ was there that day indicates that she was there. There was not a bed in the bathroom, but I don't know. Maybe Amber had visited it and she thought there was a bed in the corner or something. I don't know. I felt so bad for whatever janitorial staff had to come in that day and clean that up. Whatever had happened there. It was either the 3rd or the 4th floor. I can't remember. Wherever the probate section is. It's been a few years at this point, but yeah, they don't hang around in that courthouse. The paparazzi does not hang around in that courthouse. They only are there if someone has called them and told them that there's a reason to be there. So the fact this whole thing about her saying I wanted to protect Johnny Depp is complete and utter BS. It's BS. If that were true, she would not have gone to the courthouse for her TRO. And she wouldn't have gone, with no makeup over the supposed bruise on her face. She wouldn't have. And she wouldn't have posed for those awkwardly weird photos of her like sitting on the bench with like where she's like has this weird pose. She almost looks like she's like protecting some unborn child or something. Like this weird like distant stare or something that or like Rocky or someone had taken a photo of her. We saw that at evidence. It was weird. Why post that kind of stuff if you are there to try to protect Johnny? Even if you think that if you are doing what is necessary to get out of a relationship, if you're doing what is necessary to protect yourself from someone who is harming you, seeking a TRO absolutely is something that you maybe should do. I don't know. I don't want to give legal advice to anyone, but like that is something that is well within your rights to do. And it is not a requirement to go in person, especially if you have an attorney, which she did. She definitely did. So send in the attorneys. Don't go yourself and have it done. Just get it done. So she wasn't trying to protect him. She wasn't trying to protect him. No, she was trying to create a media circus around it. Anyway, I'll step off. I'll step off the soapbox for like 2 seconds before I have to get back on after she says something else that's stupid.
Days later, you went to court and it came out.
5 days later, I made the decision to stand up for myself and protect myself. You can't get a restraining order in private, which of course I didn't understand then.
I don't believe that's true, Amber. I'm fairly certain, like the state of California is pretty protective of folks with DV. Fairly certain you can go and send in your lawyers. I have never once seen any TRO where the party was required to go. This includes not even DV.
When the cops were called,
An employee of TMZ testified at court and said that TMZ was tipped off about
Yep.
when you were going to be going to the courthouse and
Yes.
on what side of your face bruises would be apparent.
Yep.
Did you tip off TMZ?
I was going to say, it certainly didn't get tipped off by me or
Did
anyone in my...
anyone you know tip off TMZ?
Why would they? No.
You ask no one to do that.
What do you mean, why would they? What do you mean, why would they? Why wouldn't they? They wanted to create a media circus. You wanted to create a media circus. You wanted that leverage so that you could get that sweet, sweet divorce settlement money. That's what we saw at trial. That's the conclusion that many of us have drawn since watching the testimony unfold and the evidence unfold at trial. You had every reason to do it. What do you mean, why would I do it? The question would be, why would Johnny Depp's team do it? Who else would do it? Like what? I don't who else involved would do it? Are you implying that Johnny Depp would do it? Why? Why would he? That would be the dumbest thing for him to do. You had every interest in doing it. You/your team, come on.
I testified to before had nothing to do with me.
There are different incidents that you testified to, and the Depp legal team would put up pictures of you publicly right after that or in the days following and saying that why are there no
Yeah,
bruises?
let's talk about it, Amber.
Again, it's that thing. If you have bruising, if you have injuries, it's fake.
It would show.
If you don't have any, then you weren't injured.
You had promised to donate the $7 million.
What? If you don't have any bruises, then you weren't injured. Okay, so we agree on something then, Amber. We all can agree on something. That if you did not have any injuries or if you did not have any bruises on your body that you testified to having, that you weren't injured. Especially with the and this is something, and I want to make this very clear. I've tried to make this very clear throughout the trial, and I want to make this clear again that someone who is a DV survivor does not necessarily always have certain bruising that's going to show up from their experiences, because the injuries may not be as serious as what someone else alleges. Here, she alleges that she was dragged from room to room by her hair. She alleges that she felt her teeth basically come through her lip. The things that she testified to happening would require there to be some kind of evidence on her body. She's not Wolverine. She's not Wolverine. So I'm sorry. In this particular case, because of the types of incidents that she alleged happened, there would have to be some kind of a mark. But now she's saying, if you didn't see any bruises, the injuries didn't happen. She said it. She agreed. Let's go back just to make sure that I heard that correctly.
Testified to, and the Depp legal team would put up pictures of you publicly right after that or in the days following and saying that why are there no bruises?
Again, it's that thing. If you have bruising, if you have injuries, it's fake. If you don't have any, then you weren't injured.
You had promised to donate the $7.
She didn't really answer the question, though. She didn't answer. She didn't actually defend her position. She's just complaining about the points that people are making. So why is she sitting for this interview? If you don't have good answers to these kinds of questions, why are you sitting for an interview? It's a terrible idea. You have nothing to gain and everything to lose. I don't understand why she's doing this. Okay. Let's ask about that those sweet charity donations. Let's go, Savannah.
$1 million of your divorce settlement to charity. It was revealed at trial that you haven't done so yet. However, they played a tape where you stayed on the air that you have donated it. Do you think that raised questions as to your credibility with the jury?
I made a pledge, and that pledge is made over time by its nature.
When you say I donated, you know that everybody thinks that you've donated it, not that you've pledged it. So for the jurors sitting there, do you think they felt like that was you getting caught in a lie?
I don't know, because so much of I feel like so much of the trial was meant to cast aspersions on who I am as a human, my credibility, to call me a liar, and
no, Amber. No. The purpose of the trial is to get to the truth. And you do that through the adversarial process. And the way that you do that is you make someone uncomfortable through the cross-examination process to test what it is that they are saying. Hey, Courting, what's up? I saw your super chat. We'll get to it. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, okay. Amber, there's a difference between pledged and donated. Folks on this channel understand that because we, by the way, pinned comment in the chat, and also there's a link in the description in case folks have wanted to donate to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. This is a perfect time to do it. Perfect time to talk about it. The link is still active. So if you folks want to donate there, there's a link in the pinned comment in the chat and in the description below for folks to donate to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, because biters understand. The biters, the LawTube crew, the law nerds, the Justice for Johnny Depp folks, all of us understand the difference between pledging and donating. So if you would like to donate, not just pledge, but donate to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, it's a link right there. I appreciate you guys. Dark and credulous Alita. I know this is my IDGAF version. Biters are fighters. There you go. Navjot Singh, I hope I'm pronouncing your first name correctly. Pledge a mega pint. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Biters understand donate. Exactly. So we can educate Miss Amber Heard here on the meaning of that term, right? Okay. All right. Where was I? I'm gonna rewind just a little bit again. We're gonna, just because I get a little feisty, and then sometimes I lose my spot.
Felt like that was you getting caught in a lie.
I don't know, because so much of I feel like so much of the trial was meant to cast aspersions on who I am as a human, my credibility, to call me a liar in every way you can. And
that was the trial. It was a credibility contest.
And
that was it.
This is another one of the examples where, if you pull back and you think about it, I shouldn't have to have donated it in an effort to be believed. I shouldn't have had to earmark the entirety of that in order to have.
You shouldn't have, but once you said you did.
Right, which is where it was intended to go.
Heard
what?
says.
Wait, what? What? I shouldn't have had to donate everything? She said what? And then Savannah makes a good point that she's like, yeah, but once you said you did, and also that she's complaining. Yes, yes. You guys have the same. Are you guys having the same reaction as me right now? Like, am I taking crazy pills? What's going on here? What is that? What is happening? she's now okay. Number one, the credibility thing. Savannah makes it an exactly correct point that the whole point is to get to her credibility as a witness and as a party. Credibility is always at issue for everyone that is testifying. For everyone that's testifying. So her complaints about like, oh no, they're casting aspersions about my credibility. Oh no, that's why the UK trial was so favorable for you, Amber, because nobody did that. Nobody tried to get to what your credibility really was because there was no cross-examination, darling. There was no cross-examination. So that's what a cross-examination will do. It will either show that you are able to test your mettle and you are able to walk through that process and come around to the other side, or it will reveal all of the inconsistencies of your testimony, your inconsistencies, your perception issues, your memory issues, your biases. All of those things are going to come up in a cross-examination. So your credibility will be tested. That is something that is a part of the litigation, that is part of trial. And so I'm sorry, once again, have you learned nothing? Have you learned nothing? Now, the other part of that, I shouldn't have been required to. Did she say, like, I shouldn't have been required to earmark the whole thing? But like, Amber, hun, when you say that you did something and then it turns out that you didn't, that's the problem. It's not like whether or not the full amount actually had been fully donated. Like, if there was evidence that you actually had a plan that you were adhering to and that was going off over time, and then you were making regular payments according to that plan, it's like any other loan, it's like any other payment system, payment process. Like, it's like anything else. You wouldn't have been required to have donated the entire thing, except for the fact that you said you did. So that was a lie. It was a lie. You were being a liar. Babylonia rising. Yeah. Alita having a does not compute face. Yeah, I do. Okay, Babylonia. Yeah. LOL, she didn't even face some form of cross in the UK. That's not a legal proceeding, this cosplay. Yeah, no, that was one of the big issues with the UK trial, was she was not required to sit for cross-examination because she was I guess, at least in some proceedings, if you are not a party and you are a witness, you are not required to sit for cross-examination. Or I'm not sure if that's just that this was, I apologize. I apologize, Black Belt Barrister, for after our conversation if I didn't quite pick up that part. He was on here for a long time, and I should have asked if that was just unique to this particular case, unique to the fact that she was just a witness and not a party. But basically, TLDR, what you need to know is she was not cross-examined in the UK. It is now the wrong time to remind everyone that AH is an eligible voter. Andy, don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, yes. Amber, you wouldn't have been required to have earmarked the whole thing if you hadn't said that you did. Okay, let's go on through this madness.
She still plans to honor that pledge.
How do you see your future now?
I get to be a mom, like, full time, where I'm not having to juggle calls with lawyers.
One day you may want to tell your daughter about this, or have to tell your daughter about everything that you've gone through. What would you what to say.
I think no matter what, it will mean something. I did the right thing. I
What? No, you
did
didn't.
everything I could
No, you
to
didn't.
stand up for myself and the truth.
What?
Heard in
No,
Depp's
no, you
volatile
lied.
relationship.
No, you did not stand up for the truth. You lied. You lied. You lied like a lying liar who lies. Okay. Okay. You did not do the right thing. Lying about another human being and destroying their reputation for the entire world is the opposite of the right thing, Amber. Again, you've learned nothing.
Relationship lasted just 4 years. Depp confirming his engagement to me on Today in 2014.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yeah, very. She's a wonderful girl. She's sharp as a tack. You know, wonderful. You know, Southern belle and sweet as can be, and very good for me. You know.
On the first day of the trial, you issued a statement, and part of the statement said, "I still have love for Johnny."
Yes,
Is that still true?
yes,
After everything?
absolutely,
Weird.
absolutely. I love him.
I'm not convinced with that look on her face. The emotions are not reaching her eyes. I ain't convinced. You don't. Maybe at one point she loved him. Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there from during. I wasn't there during any part of their relationship other than what we saw in testimony. But this right here, her saying, "I still love him. I still love him," with this kind of a look on her face. Ugh. I don't know, man. I don't know. This doesn't that doesn't look like it.
I loved him with all my heart. And I tried the best I could to make a deeply broken relationship work. And
Okay.
I couldn't. I have no bad feelings or ill will towards him at all.
Why would you?
I
He didn't do.
I know that might be hard to understand, or it might be really easy to understand. If you've just ever loved anyone, it should be easy.
What?
Depp's attorneys have said they do.
If you've ever loved anyone, it should be easy to understand. What? Okay. Let's see this last part by Savannah.
Do not see the verdict in this case as a setback to victims of domestic violence coming
Yeah.
forward. Heard's legal team has said they do plan to appeal this summer. Quick note, we will have more of our conversation with Amber Heard during a special edition of Dateline, including evidence she says should have been included in the trial that would have bolstered her case. You can stream part of it, a sneak preview, tomorrow on Peacock. Ahead of that Dateline special, a full hour airing Friday night, 8, 7 Central here on NBC. So the conversation goes on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're gonna get the full interview on Friday, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Because clearly, so far, we have seen a whole lot of bullshit, a whole lot of grumpies.